Hey traders, welcome to the stream. Good to see y'all on this Monday where not too much happened across the markets. We had a decent amount of altcoins kind of take it on the chin. Larger market cap coins like Binance coin. Wow, that one really just kind of the way it was underperforming after it broke down out of that rising wedge, and then just, then the performance came back, the sellers came back in, and wow, it was down like 6% or so. We'll look at that along with others. Got to get back in the swing of things. Sorry about my absence past 2 days. Yesterday was Super Bowl, and I just couldn't get back. And then Saturday, I've been taking those off anyway, if you haven't noticed. So we have CPI report tomorrow on Valentine's Day. So expect violence on the charts, volatility, whatever you think is going to happen. Probably the equal and opposites going to occur. So I wish there was much to look at, we've already talked about the Fibonacci here on Bitcoin, where it really hasn't moved in days time. You haven't even made a 38% retrace, which you're thinking around $20,888, the beginning of the golden zone. And this is your common retrace zone. So you'd think there might be a little bit more downside on Bitcoin even before it pivots, rallies, and goes to moon or not, right? Just for an attempted rally, double top. So pretty shallow right now if we're talking about fibs. Ethereum, and broke down out of that flag. Made its lowest daily candle close moments ago since January 13th. And not much movement. Pull back. All we can talk about, if we're pulling back, all you can do is discuss the levels with Fibonacci percentage retraces. And as of yesterday, an official 38% retrace was tested, and that's right about where some bids came in. But you just got to think, selling, is it really over yet? Nothing really indicates that the selling's done with, an edge on the charts. When there's not an edge on the charts, flip your coin, man. And if Bitcoin hasn't made its 38% retrace yet, you're thinking that Ethereum's going to see that at 1465 again. 1420, though, seems like the most reasonable area for any sort of pullback, because that is your previous cycle top, previous cycle high, January 2018. There has not been a formal back test of that level since it was breached back in January. So you'd think market participants are going to want to know for sure, right? That just seems like a reasonable level for Ethereum to at least test. That's only about 5.5% downside from here, so it would not be the end of the world. I know people want number go up right now, but that's just not how it goes, man. Let's look at BNB, that I think was the most notable of the big three in a bad way, in a bearish way. My God. Like, I figured after a few days, especially at the high from Saturday, like 319, hey, performance from bears right now is pretty awful. But then, yesterday, this massive bearish engulfing candle comes in, and you got your lowest daily candle close since January 18th. Not really that big a deal. Testing the 200-day moving average for the first time since the 11th, and unfortunately below the $300 level, that local range from last summer. You're back inside of that. So the bearish divergence on the daily continuing to play out, performing adequately, where you'd say the size of the structure, certainly the measured move's been achieved, right? From the high to the low, how you measure wedges from the breakdown. Yes, there it is. Wow, perfect too. Like, very nice. If something's going to break down, we'd at least prefer it hits measured moves, right? Because that's full on TA respect. If we were going to use Fibonacci, though, and just look at how deep this retrace been looking like, over exceeding a 38% retrace now, right? From your low to high. Yeah, right at it. My God. Got close enough to a 50% retrace, 279. The 618's 265. I would think that, that level makes sense because you have the local low from, late summer, autumn of last year. So you're looking probably for a 618. That'd probably be more reasonable. But the good news is, like, any sell-off occurs. Maybe not on this one as much. Dang, you're getting close. You get much more selling pressure, much more negative momentum. It could turn into hidden bullish divergence as long as there's a higher low than the low from mid-December. So that's the good news on a lot of altcoins, almost all of them, where they've gone on these rallies. Rally lasted a month, and now we're retracing after testing the next inflection points, which is cool. There's too much supply, so buyers are relenting, and a pullback's occurring. Mild, moderate, in fact, actually shallow still. So what we think is probably going to happen is a higher low will get put in on most of these coins. And most of them, it will be their first higher low. There will be a handful of altcoins that we liked already that had already put in higher lows. But we're talking about the majority, talking about stuff like Basic Attention Token and Algo and Cardano and Block and whatever, Crow maybe, all these, ZRX even, all those we have not seen a discernible higher low than the previous low before it. But then we have ones like QNT that have been, Dogecoin, they had already put in higher lows. So I think they're far superior looking assets technically. That's the whole point of this show, man. You know that. So higher low just means accumulation. So I would have no problem with that. It's just going to take time if you're patient. Ones like Dash that already put their bottoms in, right? Dash broke $56 and just formally back tested that level from 2018 as support, and you're still broken out for now. Could be serious implications above that level, that ice line. Yeah, let's go to maybe it's Cardano's number 4 again. What I'm talking about, right? The most, a pretty normal thing that Cardano did, right? You got a full reset in the downtrend where an asset rallies 88% of the way from its previous high. You can discern that on the day. I see that, right? The high to the low, 88% happened to be confluent with, a peak back from 2018. It was regarded as resistance for the first time, and now you're below
evening,
everything.
Sir. What do you make of Hex on the 4 hours? Flagging?
What's up, Anon? Thanks, dude. I don't know. We'll look at Hex. Appreciate it, man. So yeah, Cardano, man, is below all levels that you would pray it would be above. Nasty, like just ugly. So this is what I'm saying. If say Bitcoin, whenever it finishes up its retrace, ends up putting in a higher low than the previous lows, well, then Cardano will probably do that too.
QNT backtesting the double bottom as support, which also aligns 0.618 fit from lows to high. Also, can we see the MACD?
Hold on a sec. Make sure I've got this right. What's up, KLVZ? Thanks, man. QNT. That's one where you think whatever is going to happen on this one, a higher low is going to get put in. Probably hidden bullish divergence of the daily will develop, and it will rally, test that ice line again, and then break it, and then we would head on to target 2 and 3 of that trade setup that's been active. I think that trade setup was posted December 26th, man. Right? We will look. Thank you, dude. Let me pin this Discord link too. Completely forgot about that. Not in my battle station. Like the big week coming up for me with the move. Everything's getting delivered on Thursday and Friday. Remember, I'm still like bare boned here. I got like 2 chairs and a bed, 1 nightstand because the other one came in busted. So just trying to. My life's been disrupted for months, but still remains so. At least there's a light at the end of the tunnel now. Here's the Discord link. And the battle station should be fully operational by this weekend or maybe early next week. And then, you know, I'll have a mic, I'll have my desk, all the screens, everything will be good. One night stand, nice one. Exactly, yeah. They promised me more, but all I got was a one night stand. Exactly. Good puns. Good news is my first day of drinking coffee from my Miele. The other one, I had to leave it behind because it's installed in the wall at the penthouse in Birmingham, but got this other one, and it's incredible. I'm looking at it right now. It's beautiful. It's not a Miele. They keep calling it like a Miele. It's like a Miele. The Germans say it like that or whatever. So, okay, moving on. Cardano, not good, man. More downside. You are below all levels that would make any sense. You would never want. I don't care what it does. This is dangerous. Dangerous levels here on Cardano. Free fall. There's just no areas where there's a general consensus area for bids to come in, where a lot of money would just start buying this crap right here. Now above 41 cents, a back test of it, hey, maybe that's where the big bids come in, the buyers defend, so we could rally to much higher levels, but that has certainly not occurred yet and may never happen. So this one, garbage. In fact, you probably, if you used your imagination, I think it's a little too shallow here. One could talk about this being a virtual shark pattern, a W completed at the pattern completion zone, price reversal zone, PRZ, whatever. So yeah, ugly. Okay, Matic that was outperforming, was doing things, had broken out and then failed to break out. It failed again. Man. 4 hours showed reversal, like a momentum shifting pattern in the end, and then that daily divergence right there is playing out. The negative momentum's building, highest level since December 19th, and climbing. You are back to neutral on the RSI on the daily, and you just got to be, when you're below these levels, understand the downside potential is pretty robust, right? I mean, history tells us what can happen when you stay below this level too long. So you just got to be cognizant of that. Just like Cardano, this asset could go to 98 cents and it wouldn't be weird, like at all, because that's what it does. It never really pivots within $1 to $1.20. It's normally straight up, straight down. So all you could do is pray for buyers to come defend that level and break us back above 124 fast. Otherwise, that would be the next move, a pullback. Retrace wise from your lows down here from last year to you have not even made a 38% retrace. In fact, the 618 retrace would be at that inflection point that is so well known on this chart. All right, a dollar. So yeah, be mindful. These assets, some of them were trying to break out, and now they're just considered up thrusts, where they're not breakouts at all. We could look at Maker that had a notable day. It was up like 12%, one of the only coins, and just whipsawing like crazy, man. I mean, above 653, you got to think that's a level being defended right now.
To even my surprise, LRC been doing things, entered at 21 cents, headed to 52 cents something.
Hey Rob, thanks for the 1542 super chat. I don't know, we'll look at it. 10 pence, yeah, I got it somewhere, man. It's such a temporary setup, man. So I can tell you about this one. It was a massive engulfing candle with a close above the 200-day moving average again, and anything above 653 could be okay. I mean, I'll tell you this, you're up against a major level where 788, if that's breached, bye-bye. Bye-bye Maker, 1050 target. Every time except a couple fake outs where it just immediately rejected right back below 788. That's all that happens, only and always. Above $800 equals $1,050. So have an alert set up on Maker. If you hear the beep, that's where you could be headed. What does that mean percentage-wise? Above the breakout level, about 32% upside on Maker above that 788. Oh, new link. Sweet. I will repin. Awesome. Other than that, though, I mean, like, mostly everything just kind of pretty quiet today in crypto outside of the stuff we've talked about. We can look at, what was there one that was requested since we're on the crypto topic? We'll look at the index funds. We're going to look at commodities. Oh my God, hog futures, dude. Just as we were talking about it last week, possibly bottoming out, gapped up 14%, man. Holy crap, completed that M shape. Wild, man. You gotta love the M shapes. They're so freaking reliable. The confirmation lows. Gotta love them. Yeah, so it was, let's see. Oh, Hex. Yeah, I guess might as well just knock these out while we're on topic. Hex is fine right now. It's not at an actionable level, right? There's nothing about it that's strategic. It's in the middle of some levels here. Buyers are trying to defend this October high, but if it was to continue a rally, you're going to test 5.6 cents again. That was the target area above 3.1 cents. It was that. So I don't know what you want from me. So I'm just going to look at it again and say, all right, if buyers are going to attempt to rally, that's the target. If you ever broke that, it'd be 6.8 cents. Unfortunately, that's it. You could look at this stuff on the weekly, monthly, and it looks like others where it's like, hey, man, you kind of got this idea of the second low. It's like a confirmation low, lower low, but nevertheless, these levels being defended. And you can see, looking left, there's just not much here. 6.8 cents seems like a decent weekly target. No idea if you'll break it, but that seems okay. The issue with these lower low ones, man, is where normally, yeah, they'll rally, make 886s, and they'll sell off, and it'll take time, and then eventually something like that is really what you want. You really want to see like a higher low. It just strengthens your argument if you're talking about longs. I mean, you have, right, oh, it's the lowest low of the entire downtrend. That's trash. You want to see an asset be like, hey, it's making this beautiful reversal structure like the ones we've identified on stocks took 200 plus days, or ones like QNT, ones like Shiba. We know these, we have memory of this place, recognizable, predictable. Everyone in the world can identify it together if they invested in themselves and all take longs at the same time, right? So this, I mean, it's kind of just like, all right, lower low, the rally occurred and you could go higher, but okay. Better looking assets, technically. And not at a great entry area based on the fact that the closer you were to 3.1 cents, or maybe even on these lows, I could have understood actionable stuff because it's inflection points to go back to 2021. But at this point, you're just kind of like, you're gambling, you're flipping coins. There's no strategy involved with the stop. I don't know how you would, if you're entering now, in what way could you really, conceptualize an argument for why the stop loss you're going to pick is great. It's tough here. All right, that's your Hex. QNT was also a request, knock that out. Testing that 200-day simple moving average for the first time since January 11th. Falling back below that double bottom neckline, unfortunately. That is unfortunate, but still look at this, trying to hold this August peak. You're trying to hold you're above the candle high close from December too. So, and there's a peak also from March. I mean, that level's trying to act as support, but what you're looking for at this point is, no matter what happens, you're probably going to put in a higher low. Let's see what the request said. Back testing double bottom as support, which aligns with 618 from the lows to high. The low to high. I don't think so, unless you're talking about this low here, because that's like a 50% retrace. Yeah, you're just getting a good old 50% retrace right now. I don't think you're getting any sort of... yeah, so you went from this low to this high. Yeah, just about a 618. It's right there with the 200, you know, and this is what I was discussing earlier, where a lot of these altcoins that were okay, they had good arguments a month ago, a month and a half ago. They rallied 50% plus. Now they're pulling back, and it's like whatever. It's going to be imminent no matter what happens. Like the hidden bullish divergence is already looming on this one, which means a continuation implied to the upside. The trend's your friend on this one. Everything's good. I mean, like you just had to be patient, unfortunately. If you're not patient, you would have never made money on the way up if you weren't patient. Each candle represents 24 hours here, man. Daily charts. Wasn't it the AI was saying, what day was it? The crash, was it the 15th or something? You know what I'm talking about? GPT or whatever it's called. All right, that's your QNT. Just look at the MACD. Well, here's your MACD. So from classic, a big rally, and now hidden in development. Like to see this negative momentum wane more, get closer to neutral, get some green candles. Let's get a big impulse candle, like a engulfing or something. So it's just really tough right now. You know, crypto assets have gone on their runs. They're now pulling back, and now we have to deal with this whole stupid, you know, this is the way the markets are now, man. Clown world, CPI report. I mean, it doesn't even matter what the report will be. Bots are just set up to go berserk. It won't matter what the number is, I don't think. Doesn't matter. It's all a joke anyway. They take out consumption. They took out consumption, consumer consumption, right, from the CPI. So it's just all a joke. They take out like the things that are going insane for you and me. They took out of the equation. It's just ridiculous. Okay, QNT, LRC. I don't know, man. I'm following this one so much. I don't even remember what chart I was looking at. LRC is one of those losers that really just, you know, the same wave, made its lowest low in December. It's been on the same wave and is just now, you know, like, there's just, what do you do here? I mean, it's above the high from September of 2020. But I don't see anything that sticks out where it's like, oh, this is such an actionable long right now. It's incredible. What are you asking? It's been doing things. Yeah, it's been doing things like all the losers that put in their lowest lows. Nothing different. Just like Sol, just like Storage and Theta and I don't know, maybe V-Chain. They're all like, they look the same. And so, I don't know, there was nothing good about them before. You've rallied on the coin flip and you're still extremely elevated with no pullback really. The same waves going on. So I just remember what this asset did in the course of 6 weeks or less. It's up 150% and it's still up there. Like there's no pullback really. Like none. So I'm just on all these loser ones, you're wanting to see eventually an actual pullback and then some sort of like reasonable higher low gets put in. The first one, because too many of them just don't have any higher lows. So that's a dog crap argument for any sort of trend reversal. There is no trend reversal. At least you could say on Litecoin, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, since like June when the bottom got put in. Stuff like this, no argument. Still like in a bearish trend. And there's no evidence that the trend has become bullish and reversed. Nope, none. Sorry. I mean, if this is where it tops out, it could be a confirmation high, one high, the second high. Terrible, you know, it'd be bad. Okay, those were your 3 requests out the gate. Let's go to the S&P. Just take a look. You know, 1%. I mean, look what's happened. What did they do on Friday? The buyers defended the 4,058 level. That is real. Look back, May of 2021. I've had this line here for a long time. Buyers defended it. We caught some nice fall through today. 1.15%. Working on, trying to work on a trend reversal. Far superior than all these altcoins,
Hey
dude.
Mitch HH, did you see the scam Wicon? Is this a precursor to come? Looks really spooky. Imawapu apostaja
Whoa.
rain time feels dank, man, wine time way too dank. Bears are here.
No, Binance.us is notorious for scamming and stop loss hunting. I think it might be a liquidity issue, but it also is just a joke, dude. I don't know. Be very careful. There are going to be those wicks on that exchange that don't exist anywhere else, and it's the real where it would fill someone's stop loss order and selling for major loss, and then it rallies, and it's like, oh, on the other chart, other exchanges didn't happen. You gotta be careful with that stuff. It sucks, man. Welcome to crypto. You're playing the game, man. You want the insane gains, you gotta deal with the hazards. It's definitely an occupational hazard. So again, if you're talking about index funds, far superior technically to all these trash altcoins, like 90+% altcoins that made their lowest lows, and they've just gone on these 100% impulse waves up, and they're just still up there. There's no rhyme or reason to what's going on. It was just, oh, it's just because Bitcoin recovered, the altcoins, they pivoted and rallied, and a lot of them are just random areas that didn't quite hit their supports. So I'm gonna say it's a better argument because you've already put in a higher low than the lowest low from October. That's there. You broke a supply line. You're above an ice line from history, and you're above a local high from December. I mean, you technically made a higher high. So you made the low, then the high, then the higher low, then the slightly higher high. Back tests of old support as support again. Not quite out of the woods. I really think you're in good shape if we start breaking 4,300, but that just hasn't happened yet. You haven't even tested the bottom of that inflection zone. That's a big level up there. So trying to break back into the bullish control zone as well. Dow Jones, oh my God, here we go. This could be, again, it's like you got earnings season that's concluding, right? It was okay earnings. And then you got CPI report that's gonna, how many times it ushered in a new wave? Like it'll begin the reversal. This is great. I'm just saying, grain of salt, because of what's happening tomorrow. This potential confirmation high is becoming, it's not over yet, right? They're all the same highs. So if you break 34,280, you're invalidating a confirmation high of distribution, right? So very interesting here. And again, I think it was energy. Did some stuff today, did pretty well. Yeah, you were right at this level. You have not broken it, but man, you were close. This is the closest one to trend reversal stuff. You got to take out all these highs. Head up to 35K. Break it. Can we get an audio check? Make sure that's good. Megan, sure. Well, remember the NASDAQ had fallen. I mean, it was an upthrust. It was a failed breakout attempt of a key level from history. And I'm talking, it's not a joke. It is so real. Such a real technical level. You're below it still, so you can't get cocky. That was very close to abandoned baby. Bullish abandoned baby reversal. I mean, someone would argue and say it was close enough. But see, where's the fall through? It's 3 Japanese candlesticks. Give me a candle, a green candle, and break us back above 12,000. Otherwise, you could just be getting a stupid upthrust back test of upthrust. You don't want to see that. And that's, oh God. Today was the first level of negative momentum you've seen since January 6th. So the false bullish breakout, you're still not above that level. Still, near the top of it, but no breakout yet. Hope for a good CPI number. I don't even know what would be considered good. Good is bad, bad is good virtually in these situations. Get your coin out and flip it, dude. Spin the wheel, whatever. IWM then had broken 188. This was also a good looking one, right? Where we talked about, just imagine it putting in a symmetrical higher low, a third one, how good that would look. I mean, still above 188. back testing the November, December highs as support, and a little rally up 1.2% today. So I'm digging I really like the way the Nasdaq. I'm sorry, I really like the way the Dow Jones and the way the IWM look right now compared to the S&P and Nasdaq. I would say those are not as good as IWM and Dow Jones. So there you have it. The Momo shift. So just keep giving me higher highs, higher lows, man. It's good. Let's look at, we can just look at gold and silver real quick. Hey, thank God, orange juice finally reversed majorly. Good God. Worst day for orange juice since Moses wore shorts.
Please take a look at etc.
So Baba Booey. I'm supposed to say it 3 times. We'll look at the Ethereum Classic. Thank you, dude. Yeah, let's look at gold real quick, man. Gold, I mean, miners are just getting destroyed. It's like, what happened? I mean, yeah, this is what we're talking about. You know what? This one, gold was very similar to altcoins in ways, okay, where a run began and it didn't stop until recently, and now you're going for a common retrace. You have still not even seen a 38% retrace on gold. Here's your golden zone. That's the common area. So you think there's more downside, at least some marginal amount of downside on gold. The most, what would make the most sense, you'd think, is an 1800 test, right? A 50% retrace. And you know why, right? 1800. It's just, you couldn't break this level. You fail. I mean, you can't run up like that and then test this level and then it probably continues. The wave has to pull back. So the most reasonable area to believe gold would be headed based on history would be like 1800 to formally backtest that level that was always resistance in 2011 and 2012. It then becomes support. Then you put in a higher low, the first one, and then you run again. But my God, man, just like an S coin, just number go up, now pulling back. And it probably a little more downside. Not much. I'm not saying like crazy amounts. I'm saying like the way we gauge retraces. Not a big deal, man. Don't freak out. And silver also doing the retrace. Not really moving much. These are daily candles, man. So had a bearish engulfing candle a few days ago, and probably going down to 2168, a little bit more downside. You know what? An interesting alert go off this weekend, and it's extremely appropriate to where we are right now. And it's the XAU to XAG chart. And it was a breakout. Yeah, we have a breakout on gold to silver. Well, you were doing it. Let's see. Let's see if it was on the weekly. I had all this plotted. That's what it is, okay? So you had this weekly candle high close from October of 2008 that you could not break. You tested it, but you are breaking the 2016 high. This is a major, major level. So remember, this is like, it's like Ethereum to Bitcoin. This is, or it would be, I guess it would be Bitcoin to Ethereum in the situations. Gold to silver. So after just nonstop, right? I mean, gold has been outperforming silver for the past 6 weeks and is now just testing a level. It can't break it. It was breaking it briefly, but didn't pull it out. So you got to wonder if that level breaks. I mean, the gold outperformance would continue, you'd think. So yeah, not that spectacular. Yeah, but speaking of like notable stuff in commodities, I think we should look at orange juice first. Man, hits that 1272, the major one, and that was it. Gaps down 7.8%. Lowest daily candle close since February 1st, the day it broke to all-time highs for the first time, and pulling back. Nothing to do here. This is just one we've been observing because it's so ridiculous, right?
Hey bro, this market sucks. I have held QNT, VI, DGB and DIOS patiently for a month after seeing their TA perfection and the coins are just dead. So many other S coins have massively outperformed them. Am I doing it wrong? Thanks bro, folded hands.
I mean, you're doing it wrong. I mean, again, this is like these patterns, 200 plus days. If it takes 200 days, it could take 200 days for them to play out. And I mean, like, again, I don't know if you've been holding for that long. How long you said? Patiently for a month. That means QNT, YFI. YFI is different. It's pretty garbage, man. It's been terrible. DGB, EOS, those are all up substantially. Those are up, even with the pullback, they're still up 30 to 40% off their lows. So if you're telling the truth, confused.com, your positions, most of them are up substantially. So, I mean, like, again, you're looking at other coins that it's crypto, man. Like, you're looking at illiquid other coins that didn't really have any sort of traditional technical analysis on the moon. And it's like, if you just want to go play and find coins that are like, you know, Cardano, and buy randomly after they've broken down, and then that one goes up 100% off its lows, hey man, by all means. But the problem is, if you're actually really trading over the long run, you have to have a system, some sort of guidance, some sort of guiding principles of when, like, why I would take a long somewhere. So it's just, what about Shiba, man? I mean, these assets are up. So, I mean, again, the only ones that would really be like upset or like feeling shortchanged are the ones that got in late. I mean, the only reason some of y'all would have shown up is because of the 50% rallies that most of these altcoins got. And now you're like, oh, but I was hoping that was going to continue, man. It's like, dude, no. You weren't here on January 4th. You weren't here after Christmas. So it's like, that was when the true bottom came in. All these rallies occurred. So if you're coming in like, you know, hey, third week of January after the big runs have happened, it's like, dude, too late. Sorry. I'm here every day. I mean, just about covering the stuff when the markets are dead, when the markets are pumping, dumping, doing nothing. So that's all I can say to you, dude. All I could say is they're up, but sorry they're not up 1,000%, 500%, whatever. You understand we're not in a bull market. I never said we were in a bull market. We are in a long-term downtrend, but in long-term downtrends, you can have 200-day large consolidation patterns. They could break upward for common retraces and make money on those. We're not in some sort of face-melting rally mode. We're just not. There's still finite liquidity out there, and things are still really uncertain. Okay, so orange juice, and then let's look at hog futures that just killed it, man. It's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely insane. The 886, it's just like at it, right, and just tick tock, and just gone. Just hit 86.57, hits a resistance. It's a level, it goes all the way back to, shoot, man. Where did it go back to? My God. Oh, it goes all the way back to 1997. That's what it hit today. Whew. That's what I'm talking about, man. Just one low. I think we look at it on the weekly too first. It was just stupid good, man. Yep, divergence weekly at the 886 and nowhere else. And what it was the engulfing candle last week too. It's beautiful. It is beautiful, man. So let's see what happens. I mean, just like it gapped down, it's gapped up, and issue with it is like long-term uptrends on commodities. That's for real, and you know, one that looked similar to this in ways that I think is going to have probably consequences now is wheat. Wheat's stupid. I mean, wheat probably going to 919, 940 plus here. Sellers failed, man. They failed twice. Even locally, they failed twice. Back above 742 equals 919, 950. False bearish breakdown consequence, you'll see. And it'll make sense, right? Because all the money printing still been going on, drunken spending, robbing the coffers. Okay, well, food costs, you're going to pay for it. You're paying for all of this. Taxpayers, non-taxpayers, doesn't matter. You're paying. And there's no accountability because no one ever votes out these fools that keep making these stupid fiscal decisions. Fiscal irresponsibility and no accountability. So you're going to pay. I mean, like, until, like, I don't even know what it takes anymore. I mean, I think this is just ideological subversion, man. It's like, it doesn't even matter how bad it is. People are just going to still vote for the idiots that are doing this stuff. Like, what's it going to cost? How much money is it going to have to cost for eggs? Are we going to go to $50 for 12 eggs? Would that make you vote for someone else? Probably not. Guess not, man. That's what I'm saying. So this one's probably going way higher. And it looks beautiful right now, at least for a setup, right? Where one could take action, right? This is the way it was last week. One just has a stop loss marginally below that 742 with an entry, and then one of the take profits at 919, 950. Wow, 3-to-1 reward to risk. It's near the levels where it's actionable. Okay, great. One that's not in actionable levels, in fact, it's absolutely gone berserk. It's its own orange juice, is live cattle futures. I don't know how my alert didn't go off, but I think it is official that cattle futures has achieved an 88%. Why did my alert not go off? 88% retrace from your all-time high today. So this is like straight up Jesus chimes. Jesus chimes on live cattle futures. You shall eat the bugs. Would there be a reaction? I really don't know. This is the area where reactions occur, so it'll be fun to watch. Pay attention to. I mean, this is one of the most beautiful structures that I've ever seen in terms of just like where it is. I mean, you just got to think fundamentally, how does live cattle futures dump with, again, inflation? Well, you have island bottom reversals and abandoned baby reversals, Solta. So everything else pretty tame. I mean, not much movement. Lumber was down 1% plus. Natural gas got wrecked again. Where is it? Starting to get to really interesting levels again, though. Here's just the monthly on natural gas, going back to 1991. Right, you from the low to the high, you've hit that 88% retrace. But again, you're just in impulse mode right now, so. I mean, yesterday was like somehow a bearish engulfing candle. I mean, that's all you have. This is what I'm talking about, presenting arguments. It's a congregation of variables. It's never about one thing. It's like, hey, an asset can be at an 88% retrace and have nothing else going for it, and it doesn't make it a strong argument for long. That's what's going on in natural gas. Just possibly completing an insanely large M-shape 886 on possibly a type 1. And it's really maybe divergence here, but it's not a very strong argument by itself. Anyway, just looking at that. Okay, we can just run over to some stocks because, well, there are no more formal requests. Oh, except ETC. Let's go to ETC for Baba Booey, then we'll look at some stocks. Ethereum Classic that could not break out, man. This is what's happened. Like, you could or you couldn't. It looked good, and it's just, well, Bitcoin rolling over, and it's, nope, time to retrace. Going for a retrace, man, and it's not a big deal. Low to high. I mean, you're in the golden zone right now. So, yep. But if you remember, at the beginning of the year, we were here, and it looked like this. And it's like, hey, win bids. Bids finally came in, but when they came in, it was It was fast. You went to the next level, and then for the greater part of 2-3 weeks, buyers been testing, attempting to absorb the supply, but far too much supply, it seems, and now buyers are relenting, and the sellers are taking back over and pushing this thing to lower prices. And fortunately, we're below this level. There's not much. I mean, it could be going right back down to like $16 based on history. The price action between $13 and $23. That's okay. What happens if you get some sort of type 2 return? Man, it really would not. Wow, a chance to re-enter to get a second low here or something really wouldn't be too big of a deal. I think it's going to be later rather than sooner on some of these coins. Babu, I mean, that's it. That's your update. Couldn't hold the little demand line and could not break out. We knew this level. This was plotted long before this price tested it. And this shows how real it is, man. Yep. So I mean, we could go to Doge, look at that one, and just again, we're just thinking in the end, after Bitcoin, it'll finish with a higher low. Then that'll make these altcoins finish with more higher lows. I mean, imagine coming down to like 7.2 cents and matching the low from November. Could be a Momo shift. It would still be fine. This one's made, this is in the gold, 50% retrace or so. Now let's look at Shiba real quick. That, and again, it's after that crescendo with a price of 1584 hitting its highest level since August 15th. You're pulling back, and unfortunately, the 1300 level has been formally back tested as resistance, and now you're selling off. You're back below it. So this just happens. And remember, this was the lowest low, but it was also the completion of the harmonic. And I mean, my God, I don't know what you could ask of me when this was identified. No one else in the freaking world that does whatever I do with webcams and microphones and charts would ever have shown this on stream right here as it was maturing in its development at the level on the second low. Okay, so it's like that all happened, and now you're pulling back off that, right? Goes up 100% in 32 days and is now pulling back marginally. Hasn't even taken out the low from late January. So any kind of pullback, you get a freaking, you go to 1,000 here. Who cares? As long as it's a higher low than the previous low, it's fine. So it's accumulation. So there's just not much. I mean, the party, it started, it ran, and now you're in hangover mode. You're retracing. Retrace is going to take a little while. So you got to be patient, man. Got to be patient for these things to develop.
Someone asked if I like March Madness. I said, you meant Bama Madness. Roll Tide. Number 1, 0.00051100 BTC.
That's right, dude. Alabama number 1 in basketball for the first time since 2003. But we're far superior to that team. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. And yeah, man, it's crazy. Destroying Auburn. Winning the Iron Bowl. Hitting that, I mean, imagine being an Auburn fan, you know, losing to your rival, and then that loss makes your rival become number 1 in the polls. Yikes. Anyway, oh, what about that freaking game? I mean, I'm sorry. People are going to be like, dude, he was holding. The dude's like, I was holding, dude. I mean, give me a break. That was such a inconsequential piece of action. Like, the dude, like, held him. Like, it was uncatchable. I mean, I'm okay with a team losing, but, like, dude, a team losing because a ref throws a flag. Like, these refs got problems, man. They got God complex. I gotta be part of this, man. I gotta be a part of history. I'm gonna throw the flag. Okay. I don't care who you are. That was really controversial and it screwed up the game. It was gonna be a good one. It was good. It's just stupid, man. I mean, even like your best ones like Monero that had been putting its bottoms in, like you give me one more high or low, and if it's above this level, man, this could be insane. Like Monero is like above its second inflection zone. This peak back from 2000. What if buyers defend this? I think the consequences would be insane. I think it's like you go on a massive impulse up. 3 rising valleys on the table, hidden bullish divergence in development. I mean, there's so many. On some of them, they are QNT, Monero. You just got to wait for another rally for Bitcoin to pivot. We got to wait for when Bitcoin pivots off its higher low than 16,200. These altcoins that have already put in their lows, they're going to go insane. Yeah, dude, that one drive where it was all Alabama. It was crazy. Okay. Oh, we didn't look at XRP, did we? It's just, dude, it's sad, man. Like, there's just not enough demand on this market to breach just not very huge deal levels, and you're pulling back. And this one's a rather deep. I mean, this is deeper than most of the retraces so far, where you're already at a 50%. Maybe getting on closer to the 618, negative Momo building at its highest level since freaking November. And again, the argument's not dead until 32.5 cents breaks. Then look out, you're going to 25 cents. That's been the case. But yeah, for now, yeah, it's a terrible, dude talking about confused.com, XRP. This is one of the worst ones, man. One of the worst freaking large cap cryptos in terms of performance. It's awful. It's AIDS, dude. But it's funny. I mean, you got people out there. There's a cult following for XRP, and they're obsessed, man. Like they don't even care. I'll call it technically terrible, and they won't care. They'll just be like, it doesn't matter. These things go into $5 one day soon, and it's been years. It's been literal years. This thing's done nothing, and it's continuing to do nothing. Yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, we look at Wi-Fi that also it could not. I mean, up thrust, failure, and now you're also going for a full retrace. It's 50% retrace already so far. But I mean, I've got screenshots, man. I mean, we're live streaming this stuff when it's at the 886 and runs up that amount in not a very, long period of time, and it's now retracing. And it had its lowest low. So this is one where you gotta wonder. I mean, what if it goes down to a 618? What if it even goes to a 786? What if, just if, an 88% retrace occurs? It's confluent with the levels from July and November. What happens if you make a right shoulder and it ends up becoming some massive inverse head and shoulders later, but all the gains get wiped out? Yeah, it would be unfortunate. But again, if you were here at the right time, which means you can't sleep in crypto, you can't sleep on it. You can't just, I'm going away and then come back, and then whoops, you missed a 50% run in a month, and now a pretty significant retrace is occurring where I'm from its highest high to where it is now. It's down 19% in 11 days. Someone would tell you that, but then it'd be like, well, it ran up 60% in 30 days before that. So I'm saying, even if it goes to, this is the worst case scenario, even if it goes to $5,400, it would still be a higher low than the previous low. Okay, retraces occurring across this market, man. Even Litecoin. I mean, it seems to me like this pullback could be very real. I think $84. If you don't hold that, probably $66 again. But you're making higher highs, higher lows since it bottomed out in June. So okay, so I guess we go shift to some stocks. One that's amazing, B Cove up 11%. It's crazy, man. Remember talking about the level. Remember when it was down here in late December? Man, that was the magic time. Taking like your entries late December, early January, and this thing's just at its highest daily candle close since August. That's as low as it gets, man. It's the magic area. So it was one time though. You wonder if we'll ever get a confirmation low, but eventually 1283. It's gonna take a while, but yeah, beautiful. One of the largest gainers today. Stitch Fix was up 10% too. Whatever. Container Store was also up 5% today. This is another one they've been waiting since time memorial to since for it to hit the 886, which was pretty close to 380, 350. Very nice level, but yeah, pull back. Definitely been pulling back. So I think anywhere at the closer you get to 355 is probably the lowest risk area long you could ever take. So you're pretty close to that. Warner Brothers also, like, look what happens when you hit a level that is so important. The old 2005 high, you tested it once, then twice, and then rallied where? Straight up to another major level, like 2017. So that's about it. There's nothing to do here. It's just up a lot today. CCL did something pretty interesting, or massive like inverse head and shoulders, not a pretty one, and very ugly, and almost might not be, but that neckline was formally back tested on Friday, and then a rally today. So it's being defended for now. Still very much confined inside the downtrend, getting close to a supply line, but it's interesting, right? CCL. NCLH also, this is incredible. 1,000-day large harmonic, 1,000 days, man, and then 3 rising valleys at the pattern completion zone. I'm thinking 24.50 eventually, maybe even $34. I mean, the targets would be C and A, so you're talking like $30 and $34. Yep, for sure. Someone was asking about shorting Netflix on Friday, and I was like, I don't know. I don't really have it. There's not an argument. It's not a strong argument. Like there's no confirmation highs. There's no structural development that's recognizable. It's predictable. You just fill the gap, and that's about it. And it was up 3.23% today. So Microsoft was up 3% today.
Hi Mitch, can you check out Rose USD? Thanks.
Yo, look at Rose. Thank you, Dolly, for the 2046 super chat. Thanks. The South African Rand. Oh, you see a Chinese spy balloon? Well, isn't it aliens now? They're doing a great job, man. Oh, let's just use our intelligence agencies to weaponize them against people who vote a certain way, and let's weaponize it now to manipulate and deflect and cast diversions. I mean, what about there's like this crazy like miniature Chernobyl that happened in East Palestine, Ohio, where all the water's contaminated, air's contaminated, acid rain, right? Evidently, our government blew up the pipeline. There's no evidence of that. But yeah, aliens. Yeah, let's talk about UFOs. Yep, sure, dude. Right. So Microsoft's up 281.97 is the a level where you think you could run to. It gapped up, so that gap will probably fill at 263. some point. But I mean, off a confirmation low at a key inflection point, it's been a nice run. I mean, last week you saw your highest price since August. SunPower was good.
Hey Michi, hope life
maybe,
is going well.
Maybe it's trying
I'm
to...
hearing rumors of Pulse Dogecoin going parabolic. Thoughts?
What's up, Kush Blunts, man? Are you really? Where are the rumors coming from?
Time for a long on boil natural gas ETF? Massive volume at $6 and extremely oversold.
It's not your best argument, but I mean, if you talk about blood in the streets, that would be it on that one. I mean, that is as bloody as it gets, because it's like a straight line down, hitting that 886 in record times, right? It's just crazy. And I was looking at this on SunPower, and it's not really, not many bids are coming in. I don't know if this is going to hold, man. I mean, to me, it almost looks like something like the bubble popped and there's just massive distribution going on and it's absorption of the demand, and you know, eventually there will be no more and the buyers will relent and you'll just see a massive breakdown on this. It's pretty weak, man, here. I hope it holds, but it's not right now. Lowe's was incredible. Lowe's is probably headed to 255, chat. You hear me? Lowe's, this is, think about it. You have a long sustained uptrend. You went through a correction for a year. You created the beautiful bullish back, Gartley, even a type 2 spring back test at that level. Oh, unbelievable. It's so perfect, right? And now you've rallied, and now you're above 208, which is another high from 2021. Nice candle today, and yeah, the way it looks is setting up for a full, like, you know, or an 88% retrace, the high to the low. We're talking like 250 up there on lows. It's a spectacular look, beautiful. I love the supply line harmonic completion combo, but then you throw in inflection points and being formally back tested while those things are there. It's just crazy good, very nice. Yeah, I mean, we also, yeah, Geo didn't have a really good day today or anything. It's down, but yeah, like, look, same type of story. Like a downtrend going back to 2014, the M shape develops and actually ushers it all, the reversal in, you know. Yeah, all over, man. All right, let's knock out that request that came in. There were a couple. Yeah, thanks for 300 likes. If you're enjoying the stream, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Thanks for being here. This is me getting back into swing of things after being off a couple days. Can't remember which chart I even look at anymore on rows. Oh, yeah, this was it. Yep. Yes, so again, how could you take action on something like this even if it continued? It's hitting an inflection point. A real one from 2021. Multiple times. It's testing it again, it's failing to break it. A few times. This is where retrace. You know, you made your lowest low in December, and it's one wave up. That's what I'm talking about. It was one of your losers. I mean, it was a nice falling wedge. It was really pretty. But I'm just talking about an asset that just appreciated in value 140% in 42 days, and it's at a resistance now. Like, to take a long here is really tough. I mean, like, even if it broke out. Now you go to the weekly, it starts looking pretty good. Let me show you here. It reminds me, it's very similar to Hex. Very similar to Hex, where you're talking about like the weeklies confirming a bottom. Even if it's a lower low, it's still a double bottom. Right, one low, the second low, all happening at the magic areas, right? The lowest lows. Yeah, I mean, that's and so massive and bullish engulfing candle last week. That's really good too. And, you know, just let's say it was going to play out as a double bottom. That means that your first target's easily 10.9 cents. That means like 30% upside from here, maybe even like 37% upside or something. So one low, the second low on the weekly. You just got to wonder if that's happening. It sure as heck looks real, doesn't it? Oops. imagine it breaking out of the double bottom, which would be right there to like a 12 cents roughly. You break that straight up, down, and up and down. I mean, there's a lot of upside. Never broke. That's a long way off though. So that's all I can do is show you like Rose looking like some others where they're the lowest lows of the downtrend, but they could be the second low on the weekly, the confirmation low. So there could be, this could be more significant of a rally in time. Not talking about this week, could be next week or a few weeks from now. But you're thinking, yeah, as long as buyers defend 3.4 cents and wherever the pullback ends, I mean, you're probably going way higher. But it's just, you might be a little older. Hey, Crypto Hoarder, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Let's see, Rose and then Pulse Doge Chain Coin. I don't know, we'll just start with the weekly on it. I mean, really, man, I'm just, I know you requested it sometime last week, but still below $4.88, $4.50. I mean, that's below the key level. I don't really like it below that. Really not like into this asset right now. I don't think there's any there's no sort
Already
of
hit
edge.
the like button. Wanted to do something extra. Also, about to join the Patreon.
What's up, Derek, man? Thanks for the 420. Is that a joint? Yeah, man, and I would prefer you join the Citadel through the Discord because it is, you know, we're 2 weeks into the month already. And so if you joined the Patreon right now, you would only get 2 weeks of the premium access, the Discord. So join I know you probably mean this too anyway. Join the Discord subscription and you will get 30 days of value no matter when you join. And that's what's made it so amazing for us, is Discord having this service now. Love it. Pulse Doge Chain Coin, I don't think there's anything right now that is really good. I mean, like, I don't care if it rallies, it'd be a coin flip. I think you're coin flipping no matter what this does right now. Boyle. Really look at Boyle.
Yes, meant the Discord Citadel.
Okay.
Joining.
Sweet, Derek, man. Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate that. Wow, man. It was the top. It was the second top. It is now, oh my God, all-time lows. You're talking about taking a long, look at all the divergence and nothing came to be. Nothing, down 8.88, down 8.86%. Beautiful how it closed. You're talking about longing it here. I mean, dude. Talking about it's an impulse phase. There's no consolidation structure. It's just impulsing. So, you know how I like an argument to be really strong. I like where an asset is retracing and it's hitting supports from history. And it's got a structure that we can identify, that everyone else around the world can identify, so we can all take longs together. And that could be enough capital put into the asset to make a real run happen. And no, it's not here. It's just Rudy Poo, $6. But yeah, again, going to natural gas, we know where it's at. It's at its 88% retrace right now. Yes. Griggs, good luck, man. I mean, again, I think it's looking at this, how could you even play it? You know, like, how could you even have a strategy or some sort of argument based on looking at the underlying asset with a, you know, it's an 886, maybe RSI divergence, and that's it. going back to like some stocks, you know, this was Gap, and I mean, dude, this one was just crazy, freaking insane. You know, the time we were looking at this was in October on the second low at the ice line. The ice line of ice lines, talking 2008, man, I don't think it goes back any more than that. Oh wait, oh my God, dude, yeah, 2002, yeah. So this one off its low is, you know, made a higher low with hidden bullish divergence, testing that 1518 again, and once that breaks, then $20, you're talking like 25% upside on GPS. It does that, so it had a good day today. After such a terrible day, you know, on Friday for most of tech, I mean, you had some recoveries. Like, I mean, Marvel, this is a trade setup, and the entry was, yeah, the entry was at like $36. It was the beginning of the month. It wasn't at, now, you know. So this is like active and waiting because the daily, and you're thinking eventually $54 to $55. Eventually. New Relic that mooned on earnings is still up a lot. Wow, back tested $74. But this was, again, there are times when an asset is showing a level, it's at that current time, and it is showing an actionable entry where one can strategize an entry, stop loss, and equitable take profits 3-1. And then there are times when it's not. Most of the time, say probably 95+% of the time, you're going to look at a chart, any random chart, it's not going to be showing you the discernible edge. It's going to be coin flip, joke, who cares, hit the space bar and move on. But just sometimes it's at those levels, and New Relic was at that level somewhat, you know, about a month ago, about 5 weeks ago, just when cryptos were at their same actionable levels. Very small window of time relative to how much time's out there. Very small window for that actionable long with strategic stop loss and take profits. You got to be here for it, and that's why I make the analogy of it being a comet, where for thousands of years that comet is out of sight. It's not, you can't see it, but then we're getting word it's coming, and the closer that comet gets to Earth,
hey bud, on AMC please, thanks.
The closer that comet gets to Earth, the closer you're getting to the actionable entry for a trade, and where you can set the stop loss, take profits. And then what does the comet do? Does it stay near Earth? No. It starts going away. You start not being able to see it, and then it's out of sight. And it'll be back one day, but it might be thousands of years again. So you have to look at charts, trading, only a small window of time to take a shot on anything. What's up, Johnny? Thank you, man, for the 1555. AMC doesn't, I mean, yeah, I don't remember it looking good at all. Wait, did someone else request something before that? No, that's AMC. It's lower highs, lower lows, dude. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Heading on down to fill a gap, target 408. So that means, doesn't sound like much, but it is. The gap fill target, 13% to go. You ready to lose 13% on your position if you're long on this? Garbage, dude. Trash. Absolute garbage. 395 target for like a swing low, I think. Or even. No, not even. My God, dude. Yeah, it's like the peak from June, August. Nothing about this looks good, man. Right? We're looking for higher highs, higher lows consecutively. All this is the inverse of that. Lower highs, lower lows. You just recently made your lowest discernible low of the downtrend, and more recently, your lowest high of the downtrend. And in fact, unfortunately, only formally back testing a key level from 2017 that was a support has now become resistance. Awful. Garbage. Like nothing about, I don't even care what it, I don't care. I don't care if it goes up 100% tomorrow. It's garbage and will remain garbage until a lot of time goes by and an argument for trend reversal occurs. Not even close. One of the worst looking ones that we could look at, man. This is just sickening. Jason, eventually probably, but again, you may not be around. Square that was looking pretty freaking solid. I mean, just couldn't break resistance at 90 bucks, 83 bucks. Now it's $77. And again, can't break that. It's just like these cryptos where, man, they had really nice run-ups off their actionable levels, right? I mean, you had action to take, and you got in on the rally. Now the pullback's happening on stocks just like crypto. And it's like people are coming in questioning everything now. Oh, God, man. You know, the entry was great, but now it's just not good enough. We got a very shallow, mild pullback, and, you know, I just don't believe anymore. It's like, okay, whatever. You're thinking eventually 133 plus. I mean, this is talking about common retrace. Just, this is the way things look before they go. So just make 38 to 61% retraces. Talking about where they just go on and do stuff like this, and then later, after they do that, then they collapse to go lower lows or whatever. There's no laughing matter, okay? This is serious. Anyway. Look at Amazon. Look at these bigger ones. I mean, again, this is another one that's just like, unfortunately, like AMC. It is. It's like AMC, man. From the high to the low, what happened? A 50% retrace and no higher so far. Its most recent discernible events, the lowest low of the entire downtrend. Buyers were unable to keep the price above, I think, key inflection points from 2018 and 2019. So that means if you're below that level too long, you could be running right back down to $85. Again, what I would prefer, it's like the altcoins, man. It's like they put in their lowest lows. So whatever happens, I'd prefer a higher low gets put in. Then I'm going to feel a lot better about it. But that hasn't happened yet, and it may never happen. God, it's like just garbage, man. All it does, lower highs, lower lows. Give me a higher low. Give me one effing higher low. Then give me a Momo shifting pattern, something. I've been live like an hour and a half. What about Hex, dude? We looked at Hex like 4th or something. Look at Apple. Yeah, I mean, it went on a nice tear. Look, it's one wave. It's like the lowest low, and then V-shapes, and then test 156 and can't break it, and it's still strong. My God, man, you know, this could go for an 886. If you break this level right here at 158 or 157, high to low, what could it turn into? 886, 168, 64 up there, and do exactly what it did in freaking April through July and August. My God. Could you imagine this? Just another one. And then another lower high eventually. Like, think about like this. But it was 786 or an 886. It's just the same thing, same story. So far, that's what it's doing. It's crazy. After hitting a key inflection point, Amazon, let's see, Google was the last of the big ones we didn't look at. Google looking nothing like Apple, where it had a really nice run, but again, it's just rolling over. Didn't have good earnings. None of these tech stocks really had good earnings. And where you are, I mean, probably at least 90 bucks. But at least to put in a higher low. And then a higher high. So give me another higher low. My God, dude. But it could just be more consolidation like you saw in May through August. Just that, the bear flag, you know. Tesla's not much to look at, man. It's just V-shaped stuff. I mean, V-shaped, and then testing key level from May, key level from July 2021. That level is resistant so far, and yeah, someone was bearish abandoned baby. This is certainly that is a, oh my God, man, that should be in a textbook. I mean, that legit, dude, is a beautiful bearish abandoned baby specimen. 3 Japanese candlestick pattern. Wow. And where it happened was on the tail end of a run, and the top part is happening at an inflection point. It's beautiful. So it was down 1.14% today, for sure. So, I mean, that kind of confirms it with a close lower than the third candle. But so 180, 182 would be tested next if it was real. And if you broke that 154, very nice. Very nice pattern. All right, so been live an hour and a half. We looked across the markets. Again, it was a relatively tame day. Bitcoin just doesn't look like it's done retracing. Hasn't even made a 38% retrace yet, so you have to understand that. When you start understanding Fibonacci and retraces, common retraces, you're no longer going to be getting surprised by things. Like you'll just be, oh, okay, yep. Look where it's at. Has it? The 38% retrace is 20,884. 50%, 19,853. That makes the most sense because it's confluent with the previous cycle top. All the way back, right here, November 2017, December 2017, right? That makes the most sense for any sort of level, a confluent Fibonacci. So you know there's marginal downside still. And here it is. I mean, this is just your zone, your golden zone. Wow. It's not crazy. It does that and puts a higher low end than the December low, and higher low, dude, accumulation. It's fine. Yeah, CPI report, understand there will be violence on the chart, and it's going to be violence both ways, but eventually a direction is going to be selected and it's going to go that way. And it's going to be nuts. Yes, we looked at Rose. Someone requested it and I looked at it. And that was it. So thanks so much for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Thanks for coming out. And then, so I'll just be back tomorrow and we'll reassess how everything goes. So I hope you had a good weekend. You had a good start to your week, and I hope it continues to be awesome. So until next time, respect the TA.